Book 3, Lesson 14. Bold. Bold. Adjective. Showing little or no fear. Ready to take risks. Sarita's bold plan was to dress as a boy to try out for the male lead in the play.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these people needs to be bold? A librarian, or B, an explorer? If you said B, you are correct. Bold means ready to face danger or take risks.
Cunning. Cunning. Adjective. Clever at tricking others. Sly. No matter what we did, the raccoon found cunning ways to enter the garden for the corn. Noun. Cleverness at tricking or fooling others. Gretel's cunning saved her and Hansel from being popped in the oven by the old witch.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? Magda had several cunning ways to keep us from finding out where she went after school. If you said yes, you are correct. Cunning means good at tricking other people.
Deed. Deed. Noun. Number 1. Something done. An act. Charlotte felt she had certainly done her good deed for the day when all the dishes were washed, dried, and put away. Number 2. A paper that shows who owns a certain building or piece of land. The deed for the farm shows that the Soroto family has owned this land for at least 100 years.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these is a good deed? A. Helping someone cross the street safely. Or B. Going to the beach. If you said A, you are correct. A deed is something you do, and a good deed is something you do that helps someone else.
Doze. Doze. Verb. To sleep lightly. To nap. Sabrina tiptoed quickly through the room so that she did not arouse Grandma, who was dozing in her chair.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? When you go to bed at night, you doze. If you said false, you are correct. Doze means to sleep lightly or nap. At night, people usually sleep deeply, not lightly.
Jagged. Jagged. Adjective. Having sharp points and edges. Rough. Be careful when you pick up the broken glass because the pieces are jagged.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these has a jagged edge? A. A shovel. Or B. A saw. If you said B, you are correct. Something that is jagged has rough, sharp points or edges.
Positive. Positive. Adjective. Number 1. Certain. Sure. When you are positive you have finished the whole exercise, please give it to me. Number 2. Trying to make things better. Useful. Our teacher gave us some positive comments after our group finished the skit we were practicing for Parents' Night.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? A positive speech would cause a team to lose hope. If you said no, you are correct. A positive speech would help make a team better. It would encourage the team to do well.
Respect. Respect. Verb. To look up to have a high opinion of. My friend respected the way I defended my views even though she disagreed with them. Noun. A good opinion of the worth or value of something. Uncle Harry says he does not have respect for people who lie.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? Paul respected his older sister because she worked hard to reach her goals. If you said true, you are correct. Respect means to admire or look up to someone.
Responsible. Responsible. Adjective. Number 1. Being the cause of something. Luke quickly explained to his parents that his dog, not he, was responsible for breaking the vase. Number 2. Trustworthy. Reliable. My aunt and uncle are looking for a responsible teenager to care for my cousins after school.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? You must be responsible if you want to adopt a dog. If you said true, you are correct. If you are responsible, it means that people and animals can depend on you.
Smuggle. Smuggle. Verb. To carry in or bring out in a secret way. The thieves smuggled the painting away from the museum in an ice cream truck.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. A person who smuggles dessert out of a party. A. Asks if he or she can take the dessert. Or B. Tries to hide the dessert and take it with him or her. If you said B, you are correct. Smuggle means to bring something out secretly.
Version. Version. Noun. A story or account of something that may differ from other accounts of the same event. Trying to find out how the accident happened was not easy because the 3 people who saw it each gave a different version of what took place.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no. There are often many versions of what happened at a big event. If you said yes, you are correct. A version is a story told from one person's point of view. At a big event with lots of people, there can be many versions of what happened.
Next, let's move to today's story, Jason and the Golden Fleece. Several sports teams call themselves the Argonauts. The Toronto Argonauts is a football team. At the University of West Florida, both the women's basketball team and the men's baseball team are Argonauts. Why? What does the word mean? We'll discover the answer as we learn about Jason and the Golden Fleece. The story of Jason is at least 3,000 years old and has many different versions. Here is one of them. Jason was Greek, the son of a king. One day the king disappeared. Jason's mother feared that her husband had been killed. She believed that his own brother Pelias was responsible for his death. When Pelias announced that he was going to be king, she became afraid he might hurt her small son. She smuggled Jason out of the palace. Then she handed the little boy to Chiron, a centaur. Chiron had the body of a horse but the arms, chest, and head of a man. He cared for Jason well and taught the boy everything he knew. Jason grew up to be a fine young man. He was brave, clever, and strong. When Chiron told Jason that the time had come for him to take away Pelias's job, Jason set off at once for the palace. He boldly told his uncle why he had come. Pelias, however, was cunning as well as wicked. He pretended to agree to step aside and let Jason be king. But first, he had some advice for his nephew. "The people need to respect their king," he said. "So before you take over from me, you should do something that will make you famous. You should bring back the Golden Fleece and hang it here in the palace. Then the people will have a king they can be proud of." Jason knew at once what his uncle was talking about because the Golden Fleece was famous. It was a sheepskin that was made of pure gold. A dragon that never slept guarded it. The Golden Fleece belonged to the king of Colchis, whose kingdom was at the far end of the Black Sea. Long journeys by sea were full of danger. Pelias knew that Jason would have to sail through a narrow opening into the Black Sea. Then he had to sail past the jagged rocks that had sent so many boats to the bottom. He might never reach Colchis. If he did, he might never make it back alive. At least, this is what Pelias was hoping for when his nephew agreed to make the trip. Jason put together a crew of 50 of the bravest, cleverest, and strongest men in Greece. The name of their boat was the Argo, and so the men were called the Argonauts. After many adventures and brave deeds by the crew, they reached Colchis. The king of Colchis refused to hand over the Golden Fleece. His daughter Medea, however, fell in love with Jason. She had magical powers and decided to use them to help him. She made the dragon doze so that Jason could snatch the fleece away. Together they left Colchis aboard the Argo. After many more adventures, the Argonauts, Jason and Medea, made it back safely to Greece. Because Jason had been gone months, even years, Pelias was positive he was dead. Drowned at sea, perhaps? Eaten by the dragon? He was very surprised when, one bright sunny day, Jason walked into the palace with the Golden Fleece on one arm and Medea on the other. Jason did become king, and Medea became queen. Sadly, they did not live happily ever after, but that is another story. The end.